At least there's no need to grant them forgiveness. You're all nothing more than my fodder. Okay. Let's do this. Now then, you can all feel honored in knowing that you had a part in my evolution.
Alright, check it. Today we got the time I got reincarnated as a slime, aka one of the best isekai that is out there. So without further ado, let's waste no time. So check it. A little backstory, Rimuru ended up absorbing fine shit in which he took it upon himself to teach the students she was teaching before all that shit happened. On top of this, at this point, the Tempest Nation continues to expand with the help of Rimuru and his people, also with the connection that he's still continuing to build with other nations. Now he's planning on meeting with another nation which is under the rule of Carrion called the Beast Kingdom. But first, we get to see our first boxing match, which is Shion versus the Pussycat. Only because Shion doesn't like the way she's talking to Rimuru. You know, she gotta protect her king. And I ain't gonna lie, when you see Shion fighting, you already know this shit finna be crazy. Shion was putting belt to ass, and she wasn't even using her sword, and she was still whooping this cat. We also get to see Yom versus this runt, and low-key, their fight was kinda cold. And I'll give credit where it's due, because Yom has definitely gotten a lot stronger compared to the last season. But Shion's fight is just way too crazy to not acknowledge, because at this point she's just flexing. Moving on, this is where shit started to brew up. Rimuru and Guard ended up having a conversation in which he warns Rimuru not to get too comfortable, and that if Tempest keeps growing the rate that it is right now, that enemies will start appearing if they become the top trade center, in which he warns him about the kingdom of Falmouth, in which King Gazelle also warns Rimuru about the same kingdom. I don't know, maybe they're racist, who knows. In short summary, yes, I am right. The kingdom is pretty much filled with a bunch of racist ass humans who hate monsters. And with the assistance of the Holy Church, who also hates Tempest because it's a whole nation of monsters, they're already planning some shit to frame Tempest as a bad kingdom. In which we meet these three fuckers, but low-key she is fine though. I'll give her that. But of course, they are shit talking about that idea that a quote-unquote slime can rule a nation. So they're obviously being naive at this point. We also meet this snake of a woman who works for Clayman, who is also another demon lord, or pretty much trying to become one. It doesn't really matter because the guy's a pussy. But hey, I'ma let it slide since we do find out later that she was pretty much being forced by Clayman to do all the nonsense she was about to do, which we're gonna see. The three fuckers already made it to Tempest and already are getting jealous that a nation of monsters is more developed than the fucking dump that they're living in right now. And man, this is where shit just started to piss me off. So boom, Gobzo was just vibing, you know what I'm saying? Chilling. Then this bitch had the audacity to say that Gobzo touched her butt. Like, bitch,
Ain't nothing there.
obviously they did this to grab the attention of everyone, and at first it was low-key working because the girl's ability called Bewilder, which works on people's consciousness, which forces people to always believe her. But then Gobzo comes and apologizes for his mistake, despite the fact knowing that Gobzo didn't do it. Go to Gobzo, I won't even lie. He even confronts the bitch saying that she was lying because he know Gobzo only has eyes for you know who. She even got more pissed and ended up using her skill again, but it ain't do a damn thing because Shuna ends up stopping that shit from even happening. Shion ends up having to fight this goofy, and Gobta ends up having to fight this guy that looks like Jean from Bleach. Now at first, everything was looking calm because we know they ain't gonna lose to these losers, but the problem was becoming a bigger issue when the snake ended up turning the city into an anti-magic area which cuts off communications, which means that everyone that is currently in Tempest cannot contact Rimuru, who is outside of Tempest right now. On top of that, the Holy Church ended up adding a prison field which stops anyone from getting out of Tempest currently. Shion's fight continues, and of course she was still putting belt to ass regardless with everything going on right now, but out of nowhere she falls to the ground and loses strength. As that's going on, Rimuru is preparing to leave the students for a while, and of course those little ass kids are crying and shit because damn, their goat's about to leave. But of course Rimuru, being the goat that he is, he decides to drop some drip up before he leaves, which just gave us this wholesome moment, but we already know shit is about to break loose in a few minutes. Rimuru senses that something is wrong, and already he's on hots because now he's also trapped and can't use any spatial movement. Even Sue warning Rimuru to flee out of this area, and instantly fine shit finally reveals herself, and oh my god, yo, already know she's talking shit. Going back to Tempest though, and man, Bro, it's not looking good. They're getting their asses beat, bro. Like, bro is laughing straight to his face. Do something. Just before bro can hit Gobta, Hakuro comes to save him, and already the fight's one-sided since the barrier is making monsters weak. And nah, this is too much, bro, at this point. And I ain't gonna lie. Oh? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, he's dead. Back to Shion's fight though, and it's just like the same as everyone else's fight. This shit is so one-sided. Shion's having to take blow after blow, and it's looking grim for her. And low-key, despite the fact that she is being weakened right now, Shion was still able to box bro up.
Until these pussy-ass guys pulled up.
And you already know what's about to happen. Tempest is out here looking like a war zone now. Back to Rimuru though, and this fight has just begun. And already, Fine Shit does not give a fuck about what he's saying. And low-key, shit was going down, but Rimuru was in a huge disadvantage with his powers being weakened as well. Already, Rimuru knew this fight wasn't in his advantage, so he decided to pull this wild card, which he released all of his skills that transformed him into whatever the fuck this shit is. Hinata, which is the holy knight that Rimuru was actually fighting, was able to defeat whatever the hell that was, but this was actually all a part of Rimuru's plan to hide from there and escape. Since Rimuru cannot teleport to the city, he ended up teleporting to the cave, which he met up with some of his men. As soon as Rimuru got there though, he was easily able to break into the barrier and to see whatever the hell was going on in Tempest. And man, they fucked this place up. I won't even lie with you. Everyone was looking sad but couldn't hide the truth from Rimuru. Benimaru was pissed as hell too, since he knew these two
simps
are protecting this goddamn Majin who started all this shit. Slept this bitch ass down too. They ended up telling Rimuru what happened, and of course this guy is still protecting her for some poom poom. But later on, they were able to also show Rimuru what else has happened since he was gone, and he sees all these people just slumped on the ground. No, bro. Shawty had the audacity to say if it wasn't for her, they would have lived. And I'm not gonna lie, this shit made Rimuru so pissed for a second. He was about to erase her ass from history. But as the day moves on, Rimuru finally learns about Clayman's true intentions and already knew that this guy is a loser. These two simps already defending her ass, but Rimuru ended up letting the Majin stay with these two simps just so things can cool down. Moving on though, Rimuru asks to see the injured, and it's Gobta and Hakuro, in which Rimuru personally heals both of them, but then the real bad news break. We then see Gobta slept on the floor, and Fine Shit Shion slept on the ground. It pissed off Rimuru so much, Brody had to release some aura real quick.
Bro just had to do it.
But Ellen and her group ended up pulling up to tell Rimuru there's a way to solve all of this, in which they tell Rimuru about the story of the girl who became a demon lord and how she was able to gain that power, and how Rimuru can also acquire powers similar to that. On top of the pretty shitty day that Rimuru is having, there was some decent news in which he learns that the souls of the people that were actually passed away, that there's a possibility that their souls are being trapped due to the double barriers, and that he might be able to resurrect everyone. He also learns that he already has the demon lord core, but on top of that, he needs to be able to capture 10,000 human souls. At the same time, he gets a report from Sue that the enemy numbers are around 20,000 people, which I think you know what is about to happen.
They're all gonna die.
The moment Rimuru heard this shit, Brody started smirking because he knows exactly what he's gonna do. Rimuru also fixes Yome's girl's heart, in which he had to trick Yome, making it seem like he was gonna kill her just for this guy to start crying. And yeah, pretty much at the end she was fixed up, and now they won't be able to control her, and she's technically a good person now, I guess. Also with Rimuru using Yome to become the new king of Falmouth because he knows he's about to kill a lot of people today. Moving on, they had a meeting on future plans on what they're going to do about the humans in general. And finally, we are getting to the juicy parts where it's just straight
boxing.
Off rip, Rimuru is just ore farming, out here letting the wind move his scarf like
Piccolo in his cape, talking about some
"You're all nothing more than my father."
I never heard this word up to now. I had to push my seat back because he got that. You got that right now. You know what I'm saying? I see you're taking lessons from Piccolo and the other ore farming characters. You got that. Bro even knew to have his back turned on the sun, so then a shadow is casting on his body. He's on that timing. Already, Benimaru is walking towards the camp while all the guards are already panicking since they know what's about to happen to them. Not even in a second, bro unleashes his sword and blitzes the fuck out of everyone in the whole whole camp. You didn't even give them a second to blink. Then he destroys the crystal. Then we get to see Gabimaru, who's just straight farming. Bro slams himself straight down with this attack, just erasing them all. And I won't even lie, season 1 Gabimaru was a straight pussy, but low-key, he came up when he joined forces with Rimuru. Then we see Soe and his crew, who are just ore farming, killing all of these guys with string. What had me falling off of my chair though is the fact that they said, quote unquote,
We thought our foes would be more stronger, so we accidentally used more force than was needed.
leaving this whole mess of dead bodies everywhere. I'm not gonna lie, y'all got it. We then once again see these dumbasses, Ed, and Eddie, thinking shit is sweet. And then we also get to see this freaky ass guy, like, bro, back up. Then boom, we see them all pull up. We got Gapta, Rigger, Hakuro, and Geld. Which, to be fair, this fight really only need Gapta, because this was just straight overkill. And they were on timing, best believe. Off rip, they start to release their attacks, and they are just laying it on them. Then Geld uses one of his skills, which slept them all and gave Gapta a chance to lay it on them even more. Eventually, it came down to Geld versus his Goofy and Hakuro versus Goofy too. And bro, Hakuro's fight was just insane, because even at the start, bro was just straight roasting him. Just before the roast session finished, Goofy 2 thought he was gonna be able to get an attack in real quick, just for Hakuro to block his pussy ass attack. Goofy 2 once again expressing that he is a bitch because he's using only these scaredy ass pussy attacks, thinking that he could trick Hakuro for the second time. Like, bro, you're not him, because now he's blocking every single attack in a second. Like, bro, I'm being dead ass. If you guys had blinked, you wouldn't have missed Hakuro's attack. He was moving that quick, and within minutes, bro slashes the fuck off of this guy's neck. Clean off. Bro thought that his acceleration wasn't working correctly, but in all reality, Hakuro's attack was so quick that his acceleration ability couldn't even catch up.
That's all.
Hakuro then grabs his head while his body is just laying there. You got it, Gramps. Back to Geld, and of course, this Goofy he's fighting is whining because Geld has quote unquote
Armor.
Like, bro, I'm being dead ass right now. You could take his armor, his weapon, and I still have Geld over this pussy. As he kept attacking Geld, he soon realized how fucked he was, because Geld's skill is way too strong for him. In seconds, this Goofy went from talking shit to Geld to begging for mercy. Bro, you can't do it that quick. Why are you transitioning? In that same second, before Geld could actually finish him off, Hakuro pulls up. And I won't even lie with you, what he did was some crazy shit. Bro asked where his friend was at, just for him to throw his fucking head right next to him, leaving this guy shook to death, bro. And shit, I'll be scared too. Of course, his little pussy ass decided to run away, and just before he did that, he panicked some more and thought he could do something. So what he decides to do is, I ain't gonna lie, like, it didn't really save his cause, but he did it though. He ended up going to find Shay in her tent, telling her it's time for you to die. Bro ended up killing her, and he was able to steal her healing ability. In short summary, she literally can't die, if that makes sense.
It's a weird ability because I don't think it's like immortality, but
I digress. This ability didn't do a damn thing for him. Geld was just waiting to slide his ass out. Sadly though, Goofy finally got a reality check once Geld started to beating the fuck out of him. Bro just kept pounding on him, like, pause. But he was pounding on him. On top of Geld just pounding on bro, he also uses another ability, which is pretty much just eating him alive as he continues punching him. Sadly though, this guy kept healing, but that shit wasn't really helping him, so bro started panicking once again. Until out of nowhere, this old ass guy ended up saving his stupid ass, and they ended up teleporting away. The reason why Hakuro told Geld to back up is because this guy was literally gonna sacrifice his life just to kill them too. He was bugging, I'm not gonna lie. Finally though, all the magic crystals are destroyed, which means Rimuru's time is here. Already, bro's getting his shit loaded in, talking about some quote unquote, y'all should be thankful you were all a part of my evolution. Oh my god, yo, like Rimuru, my chair's already broken. I'm on the floor now, bro, relax. Once again, Goofy thought shit was sweet until Unk knocked his ass out. Well, not really knocked his ass out. He pretty much killed him and swapped his soul into his body, and now his soul is probably in that body, but he's dead, so it doesn't really matter. Unk really had the audacity to say, with this new body, I could probably take down a demon lord. Man, when I told you I laughed because what? You are nowhere close to that, Relax. And to be honest with you, oh man, was he wrong. In that same second, Rimuru releases his own barrier around the whole village on where the enemy is camping and making sure that everyone is trapped and that no one is leaving. At the same time, he also releases a new skill which spawns a ball of water near everyone called Megiddo, which pretty much snipes each and everyone in plain sight, straight in their head, pretty much going through their brain so they're instantly dead, as the grave stage just keeps counting up all of Rimuru's kills, like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. Bro's just camp farming kills at this point. Already their pussy king is panicking with the priest, talking about some,
when are we gonna escape?
like, bro, you're not going anywhere, you're trapped. Of course, this blonde idiot thinks that his skill will work against Rimuru, but in the same minute that he stepped out of the tent, his ass got snapped. You're cooked, I'm not gonna lie, all of you are cooked. Rimuru then floats down, of course, with Aura. Aura so strong that he has to float over these dumbasses. Rimuru ends up sniping Goofy in the same second, like, bro, you did all that work just to die. You better get your get back, cause this was disappointing. Bro even killed the two guys on the side for just talking. These two idiots decided to talk shit to Rimuru, thinking that shit was one-sided, just for Rimuru to stun his aura to have them panicking once again. Like, bro, you cannot negotiate. He's on that timing. The priest and the king just kept yapping on yapping, so Rimuru decided to take his arm off so that Unk would finally stop talking, but it just made him yell even more. While Unk just kept screaming, Rimuru ends up unlocking a new skill, which pretty much if anyone he faces loses the will to fight, they instantly die near him. Now that shit's just overkill. Rimuru realizes that he still needs about 5,000 human souls, so in the last bit of effort, he decides to use a new skill since there was no other way he was gonna use this thing again, so he just decided to toy with it at this point. Within a second, he harvested all of the souls in the whole barrier, which leaves these two bozos by themselves. Out of nowhere though, Rimuru's ass ends up getting really tired due to the process of the new demon lord, so Ranga ends up taking Rimuru and putting him on his back so that he's safe. But just before Rimuru slept though, he still wanted to say a few things. The first thing he did was actually summon 3 demons, which their mission was to find the humans that are hiding currently, because I believe there's a few humans that Rimuru forgot to kill. While that's going on, Rimuru is going through his evolution and bro just was getting buffs on buffs on buffs. Like, you're way too OP now, bro. We also get to see this demon versus this Goofy who somehow is still alive. I'll give him credit. He survived Rimuru's attack. Let's see if he can survive this, which he didn't. This pussy was releasing attacks just for this shit to get redirected to the sky. So since he realized that his attacks aren't gonna be working, he decides to summon a spirit, but that shit didn't do a
damn thing.
He ended up putting an anti-magic barrier just to limit himself, but he was still putting belt to ass. Like, bro, how you getting cooked by someone who was spawned? He just got spawned. Bro was just straight farming. Goofy ended up panicking so much that he just passed out. This is the last time we saw his goofy ass. Now we get to see Rimuru's evolution, which is about to finish, but just before it finished though, everyone who is connected to Rimuru ended up passing out because they got a gift from Rimuru due to him becoming a demon lord. Then out of nowhere, Rimuru appears, and I ain't gonna lie, he floating, cape on deck, all white, eyes red as shit. Who he feeling like, bro? He finally starts the process in putting everyone's souls back in place, just straight aura. I'll give him credit. This was crazy. In which at the end, Rimuru was able to revive all the dead souls and bring Shion and the others back. He did this shit, bro. I wouldn't even lie. This shit can make a grown man cry, bro. With everything that has happened, best believe that Rimuru's ass was knocked out for days on days. And now he is finally getting updates because this little ass finally decided to wake up. In which the two furries and snake fine shit are waiting for him to give him an update on what happened to their kingdom. We then see this crazy chick who's a demon lord that is crashing out for literally no reason at all. I don't want to spoil anything so far, but just know she just did this just because. I'll give them credit though, because this fight was so incredibly one-sided. She literally decided to beat the fuck out of bro
just because.
I'm not taking that disrespect. She's talking about some quote unquote, it's been a while, my left arm stung like that. God damn, how she is, bro. Talking about something it's been a while. On top of that, bro, I'm not taking this disrespect. You need to get a get back. After this attack, you got that, bro. You got it. But let's move on. We also get to see Rimuru naming the demon, which his name is now Diablo, who ended up just taking a bunch of energy because of the fact that Rimuru does not understand how strong this guy is, and he just made him 100 times stronger. But I digress. Moving on to, we also got an update that is possible for Rimuru to release Faldora. First, he needed to make a double of his body in which Valdora can take over, which we see this cold ass scene. And now we finally see Valdora is back again, already stunning his aura as soon as he just got back. Shit was glowing though, I'll give him credit. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna be the end of the video. Make sure y'all subscribe and leave a like if you're new. And yeah, Lego.
Bye. Have a beautiful time.